Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sorry I didn't get a video out earlier this week, i.e. Monday. It was a big weekend here at the Kelly household. We participated in our first Halloween in our new neighborhood. We've been here since last summer, so we'd been in townhomes for years before this, so we didn't really have a ton of like kids and stuff. It was not really a neighborly feel. It was more of a townhome feel. So This was a different level and a different event, and it was really cool to participate in everything. I was actually was voluntold I was going to be part of the neighborhood murder mystery, which sounds intriguing until you learn it's really just me being a werewolf at the finale of the mystery, which, by the way, the werewolf did it. And I was supposed to dress up as this werewolf, and one of the gentlemen that lives in our neighborhood handed me the mask and gloves on the slide. It's like, hey, now you're on, so go get ready. So I proceeded to walk around one of the homes that was standing between the homes, ready for the kids to come walking by so I could scare everybody. And I went to pull on the mask, and it was way too small for my gargantuan head. And then I went to pull the gloves on, which were, again, way too small for my large hands. So I was more like a lobster claw with the werewolf claws. Regardless, I couldn't really see very well because I couldn't wear my glasses and the werewolf mask at the same time. So I just saw like a bunch of moving stuff and heard some kid noises, and then I just jumped out and started screaming and barking and ferociously. It seemed to work. All I could hear was kids crying and running away from mommy. So I did my job, right? So I don't know if that's good or bad. They'll probably be scarred for life. But hey, they asked and they received a werewolf, right? All right, cool. Let's look at this, what we're doing right here. I'm obviously sharing my screen with two videos going on. We're obviously in a meeting, a Zoom meeting right here. But what happens if you have maybe tons of people in the meeting and you need to maybe participate with those in a different way with advanced like mutes and features like renaming and all that stuff? You're like, what are you talking about, Patrick? Well, look, there's a participants icon at the very bottom. Did you ever wonder what that icon did? Obviously, there's two participants in this meeting. It says two, but look at the advanced stuff that you can do by clicking on it. And you're like, what are you talking about, Patrick? Well, look, go to the participants. I have an administrator in Amy Martin's meeting, but you can see there's more. What is more, you might say? Well, obviously, you could ask to unmute. MOD and admin's right here, so I have him on mute. But what if he wants to talk, or you want to ask him a question and he accidentally has his meeting on mute and you want to hear what he's saying? You can ask to unmute. It'll actually pop up a window saying, hey, dum-dum, you're on mute. Do you want to still be on mute, or do you want to unmute? That's a cool feature, but look at this. You have a lot more features, right? You can chat with this person on the side, really. You can actually stop their video for you if you maybe are in a bad area with bad bandwidth and you need to stop their video from incoming. Maybe you want to pin them to the screen because maybe there's hundreds of people talking, but you always want to see what the admin screen is doing. You want to rename them. Like all these features are right here in the participants window with each individual participant. How cool is that? What if you want to talk to or correspond or integrate with all the other participants? Well, go down here where it says more down here for all the participants. Now I get a whole bunch of other stuff. I can now ask everyone to unmute. I can actually put everyone, if I'm running the meeting, so everyone has a mute on entry so people aren't just accidentally talking to Fido when they're joining a meeting. I can play sounds when they join and leave, so I'm with an auditory effect of people joining and leaving. Actually lock the meeting, so if I've invited 10 people, 10 people are here, I don't want 11, I can literally lock the meeting. Good for education, stuff like that. Enable waiting rooms. So, what if you forgot to enable the waiting room on the meeting previously when you created the meeting and you're like, oh man, I wish I needed to enable the waiting room. You don't have to create a whole new meeting. You can enable it right here. So some really cool advanced participant interactions you can have individually with the participants in the meeting and overall with all the participants in the meeting. Look at it right under your participants icon, right through every single Zoom meeting. Hope that's helpful. Enjoy.